Okay, so welcome back to this video. Now we're going to continue further. Now the reason why I split up the videos, because if you have questions, I don't want all the questions to pile up in one area, because these are now different segments of the trade, right? So if you have questions, you guys can ask them relevant to the videos and not just putting them all together, where it's going to cause confusion. Okay, so the next stage to this process, as the sellers bring the markets back down here, notice this guy was able to take out this buyer, which means he's now the new landmine. Okay? He's now the new landmine. We have to keep that in mind. He's now the new landmine. So if that's the case, okay, we're still watching the seller come in. Then we're saying, okay, sellers are still strong. No signs of them stopping. Here comes the buyer. 1, 2, 3, wick, wick, wick. Nothing. Reaches the landmine. Kaboom. Drops again. Okay, drops again to an area where we had some buyers. Okay, we had some buyers come in here. What did the buyers do here? Absolutely nothing. Look at that. They try, get nothing accomplished. Sellers again. The buyers try, nothing accomplished. The sellers again. But now there is an interesting piece happening. Sellers, and then less sellers, and then less sellers. So you got sellers struggling and trying, but at the same time buyers are trying. Now remember, this is a timing lesson. It means do not hit the buy right now. It means hold your horses. Patience, patience. This is not the moment to do it. All you're doing is feeling the rhythm and saying, I can see something's happening. Okay? I can see something happening does not mean buy. It just means I can see something that's happening. That's all you do. You stand by still. Okay? You get sudden movement of a seller, but when you get the sudden movement of a seller, don't forget that that's where the last landmine is now for your sellers. Okay? Suddenly, the buyers come in very aggressively. And we're like, buyers come in very, very strong. It's like our big boys come back. Did my sellers, all my landmines, finish on the way down, or are they still very, very strong? If you agree that they're dead, the sellers are slowing down, they're losing patience, they're losing their rhythm, they don't have control over the market so much. There's no lower lows, no nothing. And then we have a V formation that comes in like this and very strong. Now is the time for us to bring in our third weapon, which is a third time frame, and saying, show me the details of this. I want to see the details of this. Okay? Until now, I've been showing you guys focus on 2 time frames. Now I'm bringing it to the third time frame to show you there is more that you can get an answer to. Okay? You can keep it simple still. V formation, test, buy. You can keep it as simple as that if you want. However, if you want precision, you want accuracy, I'm going to show you something here. We went down to the 1 hour to see the details of how the seller came down and how this buyer came up. That's what we're interested in. Look at the seller here. Look at how the buyer came up here. We know that the buyer is now challenging the seller. However, this area is a kaboom area, right? That's where the market's dropped from. Let's see what the kaboom can do. So that's what we're watching now. I'm going to clean all this up so we can keep our focus back to where it belongs. There we go. This was buyer's territory. Okay. So we got a crazy downward movement here versus a strong upward movement here, right? Now, if we're saying, yes, he is challenging this guy and the buyers are coming back, however, we can't just hit the buy right now. We need to see what happens at this landmine. Okay? Every step of the way, there's a landmine. There's a landmine there. There's a landmine up there. There's a landmine up there. Like, these are landmines, you know? Or some people want to call them supply and demand. Don't keep it like that knowledgeable supply and demand stuff. Remove that terminology from your mindset. Okay, temporarily at least. Think of them as landmines. Think of them as problematic areas for your buy. Don't think of it as, oh, there's supply up there, so my trade might not work. It's not so easy. learn to fear those areas. You must think it's a landmine, and landmine is bad. Like, of course it's bad, right? You fear that word. So now that it's bad, you want to see, okay, let's see what it can do in this area. Let's see what he can do. So we're watching it now on the 60, and let's see what it can do. Sellers coming in hot. Okay, some buyers. Sellers coming in hot again. Some buyers. Sellers coming in hot again. Some buyers. Now, do you feel the confidence of, man, I can just hit the buy right now? But look at all these sellers coming in hot. Sellers coming in hot. What if these are landmines that's going to stop us? We can't hit the buy yet. We're too close. Like, it's me trying to hit the buy right here. I'm hitting the buy. If I hit the buy right here, I'm too close to what could be a danger spot. Okay? I'm looking to put my foot by entering the trade right where the landmine is. That's dangerous. Okay? So we have that kaboom not activating, and in fact the buyers just take it all the way up, and they're able to clear this and clear that. That means these landmines aren't doing anything anymore. They're just fake. Okay, we've reached back up to that area where it's kaboom area. Even if that kaboom doesn't activate, look at it where we're buying it. Can we buy it right here? Every time price is here, sellers come. Every time price is here, sellers come. So how can we activate the buy right there? Cannot. Give me a price away from that area and I will buy it. Okay, so let's see what this landmine here does this time. Okay, let's take it further. This is the landmine we're talking about here, this area. We're going to look at it now and see, how does this thing start to react? It's trying, it's trying, it's trying, it's trying, jump back up. Okay, now every time price came here, he pushed it down a lot. Prices came here, pushed it down a lot. Prices are here again. Look at these candles. 1, 2, 3. Just chop, chop, chop. A big one, but recountered immediately. It's like, oh, that didn't do anything. These are now the signs of landmine cleared. Go for it. Landmine cleared, go for it, so you can do the buy. Notice how this entry of this area is much, much different than you trying to enter right here, thinking that this could be my V formation and that's my test. There is more to it than just entering at the V formation test. Okay, if you want to get good at this, you need to learn to read the rhythm and saying, am I clear of all landmines, or as I enter the trade, kaboom. Okay, so you want to keep these things in mind. Okay, next video.